regarding those who loved money, that which is loved by mankind, namely money, is detestable to God. That doesn't work on Wall Street, nor in the marketplaces of Bethlehem. Jesus, in effect, said that if we loved money, we hated God. Oh, how does that go over in a very active, exciting business climate? So you see, Jesus exposed the greed, he exposed the dishonesty, and all that comes to the surface in the presence of someone who is holy and pure and upright and just, and who loved God the Father with all of his heart. And Jesus exposes who we are. By the way, have you ever wondered what Jesus must think of Christmas? I was doing some shopping yesterday, and I was in a line, and there was a woman about 3 ahead of me who was trying to argue with the cashier about one of these coupons that she pulled out of her purse. Why in the world advertisers do that, I don't know. But the cashier was saying that it was out of date, that no longer it applied. She was saying it did. So the cashier had to leave her place and go call somebody else. And here's this whole line of people waiting to pay. And as I saw the exasperation on their faces, I said to myself, they might be preparing for a birthday party, but they don't look very happy. And that was understandable, but it was even worse than that. I'm somebody who loved Jesus. I love Jesus, and I wasn't very happy either. So I did something that I've promised myself 1,000 times I would never do. I switched lanes. Even though my average in terms of being benefited by such a switch is about as low as the batting average of the Cubs. It is not very good. And I can understand now a little better the words of the boy who prayed and said, "Oh Lord, forgive us our Christmases, even as we forgive those who Christmas against us." Now I want you to think for a moment. Just for a moment, put yourself on Christ's throne. You are King, you are Lord, you are God, and the world is throwing a multi-billion-dollar Christmas party for you. That sounds good. But when you look at the fine print, it doesn't sound maybe quite that good. Number one, none of the gifts are for you. None are for you. They are all for other guests who invite themselves to your party. Secondly, even worse than that, not only are none of the gifts for you, but you yourself are not even invited. You're not a part of the celebration. You're only the occasion for it. Think about that. I think it is a scandal beyond irony to think that Jesus, who so disdained commercialism, that Jesus, who himself had no place to lay his head, and Jesus, who so exposed greed, should be the occasion for an event whose success is not measured by how much love we have in our hearts for Jesus. Nobody even pretends that's what Christmas is all about. But the benefit of Christmas is measured solely on the basis of what it means to the economy of our nation. I want to tell you very candidly that if Jesus were to walk into the business world of today, he would be politely shown to the door, and he would say, "We have no room for someone who believes in such honesty and in such integrity and such eternal values. No room, no vacancy. Here is the door." But secondly, not only was there no room for Jesus in the business world of his day, but there was no room for Jesus in the religious world of his day. Now we might think that surely Christ would find a home within the religious community. After all, he is generally thought of as being a religious man. But I want you to know today that Christ's most ferocious enemies were those who propagated the official religion of the day, and it has ever been so throughout the pages of history. Who was it that really instigated the crowds to cry up and say, "Give us Barabbas, release Barabbas, but not this man, put this man on the cross"? Who was it? It was the priests, the Sanhedrin, the Pharisees, who hated Christ with a passionate hatred. You do not know what hatred is until you see those who hate Christ. Why? Oh, he exposed who they were. He exposed their hypocrisy, their long prayers that they prayed, not for the benefit of God, but for the benefit of themselves and what other people would think about them when they were praying. He showed for all generations to come the fact that every one of us can claim to be devoted to God, but that devotion to God may be nothing more than a disguised devotion to ourselves. Because all of us can hide behind religion and hide our sins behind a religious robe.
Dr. Erwin Lutzer with part 1 of Lots of Space but No Room. Tomorrow on Running to Win, the conclusion of this compelling Christmas message. Running to Win comes to you from Chicago's Moody Church to help you find God's direction for your race of life. Today's message can be yours on CD, cassette, or MP3. For full information, call our toll-free Running to Win number, 1-800-215-5001. That's 1-800-215-5001. Mention Lots of Space but No Room when you call. For information on other ministry resources and to learn more about Moody Church, visit our website at runningtowin.org. And don't forget, Running to Win is supported by listeners like you. This is Dave McAllister. Make it a point to join us tomorrow for our next Christmas edition of Running to Win.